Hello and welcome to MCC TV International Show. My name is John David. I teach economics and statistics. I coordinate the business department. And also, I'm the host for this show. As we always say, every show is a special show because our guests are so special to all of us here at MCC and in the community. And this show is no different. We do have a special guest on today's show. We do have two students, Taylor and Yasmin. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good to have you. I know both of you are very active with the Calumet, the college newspaper. We don't want to talk about the Calumet right away because we want to introduce you to our audience. We want our audience to get to know you, to know different things about you. So I will start by asking each one of you to introduce yourself, please.
Okay, well, I'm Taylor Cameron. I am editor of the Calumet, but not anymore because I will be leaving for Chicago in August. So.
Okay.
And I am Yasmin Cruz. I am currently a staff writer and photographer for the Calumet.
Excellent. Thank you and welcome to the show. I would like to start by asking some questions so that our audience get to know you more. And my question is, growing up, tell us stories. Tyler, do you have a unique story that you would like to share with our audience about you?
Well, I came from a small town of like maybe 100 people. It's going less.
100 people.
Yeah, it's less now, but like when I was little, it was 100. So small town is just dying slowly. But
Okay. And what did you do in a town like that that has less than 100 people?
Well, I lived outside of town in the country, so basically I was like a country girl. I rode four-wheelers all the time. My dad's a construction worker, so he would bring like construction equipment home to work on things, so I would try to help him with that.
Wow.
And yeah.
So you used to ride four-wheelers.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do usually.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. Yasmin, do you have some stories to share with us?
Well, I didn't grow up in Muscatine. I grew up in a small town in Florida, Lehigh Acres. And
In Florida.
yes.
Okay.
So in Florida, I was a very outside child, and as much as I hate to say it, as soon as I would get home from school, I would go outside and I'd be playing in the back of the canals because every house I lived at had a canal in the back.
Okay.
And there was one time I happened to be on a walk with my dog, and we passed by like a geese or duck farm or something, and one flew past him, like all dogs do. He chased after it and jumped into the canal.
And that's fun, right?
I jumped in after him, but my friend was also with us, and as I'm like walking out of there with him, she says, "You know there was an alligator like 30 feet down?" And I'm like, dude, I've been in Florida for like almost 10 years now. That doesn't faze me anymore.
Yeah, so I would be thinking 10 times most probably if somebody tell me that there is an alligator around this area. So most probably I would be running, right?
Yeah, me and my sisters, we grew up we once lived on a street where we'd had to pass by like a bunch of rattlesnakes every kind of like day.
Okay.
But we kind of got used to this, like.
And when did you, if you don't mind me asking, because I didn't know that, but when did you move back to here to Iowa? Or did you move to somewhere else first from Florida and then Iowa?
I believe I moved back up here May of 2013. I had just finished 8th grade. We decided to move back up here to be closer to family. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay, wow. So you lived the rest of your life so far was in Florida, right? Okay, that is really good. Okay, so if we talk more about, again, because that's part of introducing you to our audience, tell us something about your families. I mean, do you have brothers, you have sisters, you have siblings, basically? I mean, so if you don't mind us asking those questions. So.
Well, I'm basically an only child, so
Okay.
I grew up with my imagination. I grew up being my own friend for a long time.
Oh,
And you know what? Because I came from a big family, having brothers, sisters, cousins, and so on. And sometimes I wonder when you are the only one, is it tough to be the only one? Is it like I'm trying just to imagine myself, for example, but I cannot really.
It is, because sometimes I wish I would have had a brother or sister to grow up with and have someone there with me, and for like when I get older and I have kids, for them to have an uncle and aunt
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything, but I won't have that, so.
you want one of mine?
Yeah. So how about you, Yasmin?
I technically only grew up with two of my siblings.
Okay.
Two sisters, one older, one younger. I'm the middle child.
Uh-huh.
I also kind of come from
You mean you are the one that always to be blamed for anything, since you are the
pretty
middle,
much.
right? Right.
I got
Okay.
the older one telling me what to do because she's older, and I got the younger one telling me what to do because she wants to be.
Yeah.
Like that.
So and you have to answer to both of them, right?
Essentially, yes. They're both taller than me now, so kind of
Well,
don't have a choice.
yeah,
But
it's-
yeah, I've got those two. I've got oh my God, like four other sisters and then two brothers.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
That's good. That is good. Now, do you have any special occasion, for example, during the year that you, as a family, for example, really usually you celebrate that, and you celebrate that in a very different way or very strong way or whatever word we want to use here. Like as a family, for example, if you think about growing up, is there a special occasion or day every year that you were looking for? And for some, it might be Christmas. For some, it might be Mother's Day. For some, it might. And I don't want to tell you which one. And I'm thinking it's like for you as a family, were you thinking always, oh, this day gonna always be a special day for us every year?
Well, when I was a kid, it was always Christmas, because it's like when our whole family gets together, and I always look forward to that, being with my cousins. I was always very close with my cousins, and being close with my grandparents. Now that some of them have passed on, it's like cherished memories to look back on and have forever.
I can't specifically say Christmas, but I would say like the month of like December specifically, because my family has had a tradition of like ever since me and my sisters came into the real picture, my aunt has made it a tradition to do Christmas cookies with us every
Okay.
year. And now I've been passed the torch. So last year I was the first one to like officially like start the Christmas cookie thing, inviting all the nephews, nieces, all the aunts and uncles and everyone. And we've made it into like a kind of like friendly competition.
And by the way, she's telling us the story now because I heard, Yasmin, that you are really very good at making pastries. And is it just pastries or also food?
I specifically like making specific like types of desserts, like pastries and cookies.
Because I
and
tried
cakes.
last week those
Cheesecake cookies.
cheesecake cookies. They were really good.
Thank
They
you.
were really good, yeah.
I do make food as well, but it is not my specific like.
So it's more like pastry, sweet
Yes.
stuff. Wow.
Yes.
It's really nice to get to know you at this at this level. It's just because sometimes we take it for granted that okay, well, I know Yasmin, she's a student here, she is, help with the Calumet, she take pictures, and same thing Taylor. But it's nice that we are talking more just about also each one of you. And obviously, for our guest, I mean, the majority of our talk going to be about the Calumet, the newspaper. And both of you are very active in this college newspaper. And I know that we do have some pictures that our producer, Chad Bishop, will start rolling on the screen soon. So as we start getting those pictures, so if it's okay to start, for example, explaining what are we seeing on each picture. And I see the first one is on. So here is cooking, right?
Yes, that's her lasagna. It was so good.
This was the first type of food I actually brought because Mark Rodolfi, I did not know he was Italian, part Italian. So I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to like introduce them to some of my food and just show them what I've got to offer. So I brought the lasagna one day, and Mark gave it his stamp of approval and even said that if his grandparents were alive, they would have gave it their stamp of approval too.
Well, that's good. I should have been notified, so I could have. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, that looks really good. That does look. And here's a different picture. What is that?
That was Yasmin's story about hunting for the best burrito.
Okay.
And this is the picture that we just all kind of fell in love with because of the steam coming off the burrito and the story behind
And
it.
where did you take this picture here at MCC or somewhere else?
This was at the burrito factory.
Okay. This is really cool.
Yes.
I mean, you know what? Like, as I'm looking at this picture, it could be like a big poster type thing.
Yes.
Because it does look real. I mean, with all that steam coming out of it. And
Well, it got the entire Calumet staff on board to go there for lunch one day, and they all got their own wet burritos, and they all very
Wow.
enjoyed it.
wow, this is really cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's me painting pumpkins.
Okay.
That was a
So that's around.
Halloween,
Halloween,
when I think
yeah.
Student Senate put on painting the pumpkins.
Yes.
So I wanted to paint one for the Calumet.
That was a very fun event.
Yeah. That's good.
And there's Antonio. He did not know what he was painting on his. Like he
He's
started.
just painting.
Yeah,
He
right?
started like a
Started
tree,
going.
and then he made a house, and then he tried adding windows and a door, but the house was too small.
You mean he tried to be an artistic person, right?
Yes, but it was all dark. There's no color.
Okay.
Oh, this was our last group picture in the last issue of the Calumet that came out. We went to the Merrill and had our last kind of meal together and took a picture by the river.
That is true. That is really good. And for our audience, Mark Rodolfi, who is your advisor, the Calumet advisor, I feel we're lucky to have him here at MCC because he brought with him many years of experience working in the newspaper industry and the newspaper business. So we're lucky to have him with us
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
This was our very first gumbo find for Where's Gumbo.
And please remember this because I want to go back when we start talking about the Calumet. I want to talk about this. But this is a picture, right?
Yeah, from our very first.
Okay. And those students found?
Yeah, they found him within, I think, wasn't it 15 minutes?
About so, yeah.
From hiding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was very quick.
Yeah.
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 Oh my God.
So this picture was from the Young Democrats event with the Valentine's cookies, and when the Chinese group came on campus, and it was just kind of a funny picture that I found because of Bethany.
Bethany is an amazing person.
She
Yeah,
is.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Oh,
So
everybody's thinking here, right?
yeah. This one, we were trying to figure out how to lay out pages on our InDesign for the paper. And we were just trying to figure out where to put what. And
It was like the kind of first all-girls group photo.
yeah.
Like obviously,
That is
we've got
really neat.
Antonio.
That is really neat photo of you guys, like looking and making decisions of how you want to create a good layout of that newspaper. I mean, that is really neat. Yeah.
So this is of two of our staff members, Daniel Salazar and Claudia Artola.
Yep.
They were doing a LULAC event where they made tacos, and we just kind of like this picture because it's not like your normal picture of smiling and everything. They were posing and
Yeah. Yeah.
Posing with the cheese and
Yes.
the meat.
That's really neat.
so this is our Halloween staff picture. We decided to do this because we're a funny group.
Yes,
Eh.
we are.
An amazing one too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is really, yeah, I'm looking at that. It's really a nice picture, and I'm sure, you know, our audience appreciates those pictures that you shared with us. That tells something, tells part of your story as a group of students working on the college newspaper, the Calumet. And hence, now we're going to start talking about the Calumet. Tell me, first of all, when did you get involved with the Calumet? Like both of you.
I got involved the spring semester of 2017,
Okay.
and then I've been a part of it ever since. I mean, I really didn't know what I wanted to do to be a part of it. I know I wanted to be a photographer for the paper and everything, so I just kind of wanted to start. And
So you started as a photographer, and you became the editor,
Yeah.
right? Last year.
Yep.
Wow. Wow, that's great. Yasmin, how about you? When did you get involved with the Calumet?
I started fall semester. Pretty much, I wasn't originally I wasn't taking the class originally, but Mark and Taylor both encouraged me, and I kind of felt a bit sorry because there was only one person on the staff, so I'm like, you know what, I'll join. I'll help relieve some of the work and all that, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
Well, I'm glad to know that. And I want to go back to remember when we talk about one of those pictures. This year, you guys came up with this idea. You will hide.
yeah, it's called Where's Gumbo, so it's kind of like a Where's Waldo type of
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
So my favorite football team is the New Orleans Saints, so I figured I would just get me around school. And so I bought a little stuffed animal of the mascot of the Saints, and I just started hiding him around campus, giving the students clues on where to find him. And
And when they find that, did they get anything? I mean, or I know that you took their pictures, you put it in the Calumet, like this one, for example, as we are looking at. But did they get anything for finding that, or just that recognition and having fun?
well, besides that, yeah, we did give them the opportunity for like when they did find him, because after every edition, we usually have like a meal.
Okay.
And so the people that found him, we invited them to come eat with us.
Excellent.
And so like that picture that you just showed, we were having Yasmin's tacos that day. So those group of students got to have tacos with us.
Wow,
Yes.
that is really good. That is great. Tell me something. I mean, you work on that Calumet staff at least a year for you, Yasmin, and Taylor way more than a year. Tell us something. What did you learn? I mean, that kind of experience is, for a student, can be overwhelming. But I'm sure it can be an excellent and very positive experience for you. Tell us something about what did you learn as part of being part of that team.
Well, I learned a lot because like when I first started, I was a very shy person. I kind of just sat in the back and kind of waited for the old editor Sharon to give me stuff to go do. But later on, they kind of brought me out of my shell, and now I'm more social and active around the campus. And
So what you are saying is not just writing, let's say, an article about a story, certain story or specific story, or taking a picture, for example. But you are learning a lot of skills with that too. Would you recommend that experience to any students?
Yeah, because I mean, even though I didn't know what I wanted to be doing with the Calumet when I first started, I'm glad that I took that chance, because now I'm now going into photojournalism because I took that chance and now I know what I want to do, and they've made me more social and out of my awkwardness.
Yeah. And for you, Yasmin, what did you learn being part of that Calumet group or team?
Well, first off, I learned how to work a camera finally.
You mean it was a difficult thing to do?
My sister did not trust me with her camera because I almost dropped it once. So I never got the opportunity to like take pictures except for with my phone.
I love to take pictures too, but most probably, yeah, with my phone. But I don't think I can operate like a camera like that, the one that
like
you have,
Taylor's,
guys.
I really don't know how to operate hers. Honestly, she gave it to me one time. I didn't know how to snap a photo.
And like, here's the camera and figure it out, right?
Yeah, like
that's a good teaching lesson, right?
Yeah.
But it kind of gave me like a new view on like when you're snapping a photo, you need to find the right view and all that, and finding the right words for your stories and titles, which we all still struggle with a bit. And the social skills have really helped a lot, yeah, because we've all definitely grown closer as a group. Like, it's not like, oh, you spend a couple hours with these people in a small room and you can't just walk out of that not like growing close to them.
Yes. Yeah. So it's much easier, is it much easier for both of you, for example, to approach people now, to talk to people, even if you don't know them, for example? Is it much easier?
More. Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. So what else do you want our audience to know about the Calumet? For example, and before, as a matter of fact, we answer this question, how many issues did you print this school year?
The school year?
Like between the fall and the spring semester? Like around, I mean, it's not necessary.
I think we did 9.
9 issues. So,
Yeah.
so on average, if I say between the fall and the spring semester, it's on average it's almost every 3 weeks.
Much,
you
yeah.
had almost and that's a lot of work. I mean, when you have a newspaper that you need to fill with stories, pictures, news, and so on, and it's basically at least 8 pages, right? I would say. So that's a lot of work to put together every 3 weeks. I mean, and being a student also, and being busy with other stuff and with your classes, with your study and so on. So that is really great. That is really great. Did you participate in any workshops, in any kind of outside, what I'm trying to say, outside the college? Did you participate in anything this year?
I participated in 2 groups here on campus, the Young Democrats and Phi Theta Kappa.
Okay, okay. And Yasmin, did you?
I just do activities with the Student Senate here on campus.
Okay. Also, you are involved with students, and that's good. So it's, that means it's not just also the Calumet. Is the Calumet your classes, your study, and also you are active in other student groups. So that is also a great one too. Tell me something about Mark, your advisor. I know he's a quiet person, the way I see him, but I know that he brought unbelievable experience to you guys as students who are learning journalism from him. Let's talk a little bit about that. So I know Mark is not around here now, so but I'm sure at some point he will most probably watch this show, this particular episode. So what did you learn from Mark?
I learned so much from Mark. When I first started, he taught me the InDesign stuff, like how to lay stuff out on the pages, Photoshop, and how to make your pictures look better on Photoshop with the lighting, everything, and he also helped me with coming out of my shell to be able to approach people and talk to them, and just he's taught me so much, and I'm really grateful for it.
Okay. How about you, Yasmin?
He kind of did. Like, he sees the potential in everybody. Like, he believes that you can do more than what you're already doing. So he pushes you to do it. And I'm honestly really grateful for that, because it's definitely brought a lot out of the Calumet staff and all that. Like, we've done quite a lot more than I think we usually done. We've outreached to more groups more and all that.
And that's very important for him being an advisor for the group. That is very important because it's you who are doing the work, but it's him who is advising you on different ways of doing your work and so on. And that is really good to hear, all these things. And as I said again, we're definitely lucky to have him here as the advisor for the Calumet, with bringing all his past experience working for the Quad City Times, which is a huge newspaper in the area, and right now also working for a different paper. I mean, that's a great thing to do. You will advise to next year's students. I know, Taylor, you are graduating basically tomorrow, and congratulations on your, on the acceptance that you received from the University in Chicago to continue your education there. A word of advice for those who are going to come and join the Calumet. So what would you tell them?
I would say, like, definitely take a chance on joining different groups, especially the Calumet, because you never know, those groups will bring you out of your comfort zone. Even if you are shy like I was, they'll bring you out of that and you'll be more social. Those little groups will become more like a family to you, like we have. And it's just kind of a really cool experience to have, and have these close of people with you to help you with that.
Good. Excellent. Thank you. Yasmin, I know you will be with us next year, right? But based on your experience this year with the Calumet, what will be the advice that you will give to those new, perhaps, students who will join the Calumet and start working with you?
Well, I agree with Taylor saying that joining a club of some sort is definitely going to help. It's going to definitely bring you out of your shell, going to introduce you to some like amazing people that may become closer than you honestly thought they might. And, well, just saying this for Calumet, we're like a tight-knit group, honestly. Like, once you become one of us, it's like you're not leaving.
Yeah.
Like, we're still gonna,
It's like a family, right?
family. Like, we're gonna bug you even when you graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna.
That's for you, Taylor.
And honestly, it's like in the Calumet, there are moments like the other day I laid out my own page, and Taylor felt like a proud mother. You just kind of get a sense of feeling of like proudness, like accomplishment when you accomplish something in a group that you did all on your own, and it's really great to have that club like backing you up and supporting you.
Definitely. Definitely, yeah. Well, if I say, it's hard to ask every single question, and it's hard to talk about every single thing that you do. But that's why I always, towards the end of the show, I always give my guests what I call free time. And they can share any story they wish to share or any information they wish to share with our audience. So now it's your free time to say whatever you want to say. So we'll start with you, Taylor.
She's not mentally prepared.
I'm not. I don't really know what to say. I think I've said all, but like I've said before, take your chance on joining groups. They will become like a family. They will aggravate you at some times, but you have to love them because they'll always be there for you no matter what.
Yeah, that is good. And Yasmin, what would be your word of wisdom?
Join a club if they offer you free food.
You mean the food will bring students, right?
Well, Mark made a comment saying I've kept the Calumet well fed, and this kind of makes it easier at bringing food, kind of. Then we don't always have to leave to grab lunch. It kind of makes us more active, and
Yes.
obviously it's kind of like sharing a family meal. So it also creates that deeper bond of familyness.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. And one thing I would like to say, first of all, thank you for what I call your service to MCC and to Calumet in particular. I know Calumet is like almost a voice for our students. So many thanks for everything both of you did, and your team, the whole team also. We're very proud of you. Taylor, we wish you the best. We always hope to hear from you and hear the good news about your study in Chicago. And Yasmin, you will be around, so we're still going to see you next year. So as I always say, we bring the story to your homes on your TV screens. The story of our students who are unique in every single thing they do here at MCC. And we feel, as an MCC family, we feel proud of each one of them. As I always say, if you have any question and or comments, you can call me at 563-288-6064, or you can email me at jdebate@eicc.edu. Till next time, Muscatine, bye-bye.